Hello, good morning students. So in the previous video we discussed about power transistor. What is power transistor? Um, how the power transistors are used in power electronic applications. Okay, and what are the types of power transistors? So constructional features of different types of power transistors. There we discussed chosen a power MOSFET. There we discussed about n-channel enhancement type of MOSFET, n-channel depletion type of MOSFET. Okay, so various types of MOSFETs and its constructional feature and how the equivalent circuit diagram of MOSFETs will be looks like. Okay, that all we discussed in previous class. Okay, so MOSFET is a metal oxide semiconductor device. So we already discussed the what is MOSFET and other things. Okay, and how constructional features. Now let me start with some of the advantages of using the MOSFETs or merits of the MOSFETs in power electronic circuits. So MOSFET is nothing but it's a metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So it has a full control over the operation of the MOSFET. So there is a three terminals in the MOSFET: gate, drain and source. So your diode, if you take, there is no controlling of operation of the diodes. So if you take a MOSFET, so the gate terminal which we are having, which has a complete control over the operation of the MOSFET. If you switch on the gate, MOSFET will on. If you switch off the gate, MOSFET will turn off. Okay, so the gate has a complete control over its operation of the MOSFET. That is the first advantage of using MOSFET, where your SCRs don't have that and diodes even don't have the gate also. So MOSFET does not require a commutation circuit. Commutation is nothing but, so SCR, if you take a silicon controlled rectifier, so there is a, if you turn on the SCR, okay, so the gate do not have a control over the operation. So to turn off your SCR, there is a commutation, there is a electronic circuit. Once again, that's a commutation circuit we call it as. So that is required to turn it off once again. So that is why, so MOSFET does not require such type of commutation circuit. Just to turn off the supply, that's enough to turn off the MOSFET. Gate supply to turn off the MOSFET. Then MOSFETs have very small or very simple drive circuit. So gate is a gate, drain, source, three things we are having. So gate, drain, source. So these are the drain and source supplies are given from the additional supply. So gate is a driver circuit is required. So for to provide the required amount of gate pulse to the your MOSFET. So your driver circuit for the gate in case of MOSFET is very simple in nature. And then power MOSFETs can operate at the higher switching frequency. The switching frequencies of these power MOSFETs are higher compared to other types of the switches. Then the input resistance is very high and they are voltage controlled devices. So they are called as a voltage controlled devices. SCR, there is also some SCRs and current controlled devices. Okay, so voltage controlled devices means, so you can control the switching of the MOSFET by controlling the gate voltage. Okay, that is why they are called as a gate, voltage controlled switches or devices. So there are, if you have some of the advantages in any of the circuits, there are some of the disadvantages also exist. So they are, so on state losses in MOSFETs are high. So when the MOSFET is at the on state, the losses are bit high. Okay, then MOSFET is used only for a low power applications. So for low power applications only MOSFET can be used. So for whereas for higher power applications we have to go for the IGBT or silicon controlled rectifiers, etc. So only for low power applications MOSFET is used here. That is the then what we can say disadvantages of MOSFET. Then there are applications. If you're talking about applications of the MOSFET, once again this is like a switch. MOSFET is nothing but it's also like a switch which we are using in a power electronics, like it's diode only. So there are some of the applications also that the MOSFET is having. So one is low power AC to DC converter drives, or we can call it as drive applications, AC DC drives or converter applications. Then in case of SMPS is nothing but switched mode power supply. Switched mode power supply is used in almost all the electronic devices. SMPS in computers also you are using SMPS. So there you will have a your MOSFET switch. Then in case of stepper motor controller, then speed control of different motors, stepper motors, DC motor, different universal motors. Okay, so you can use the MOSFET here. Then high frequency and low power converter. So high frequency low power converter also you can use the MOSFET. Okay, these are the few of the applications. In spite of this, we have so many applications of MOSFET. Just for the purpose, I'm giving you the few applications of the MOSFET. So in spite of this, you have so many applications in the power electronics field. So there you can find the use of the MOSFET. Okay, so that's about the applications of MOSFET. Next is the characteristics, as I said in the previous class. So if you want to understand the behavior of the switch, how the switch is operating for a different voltage and current, then you will have to study the characteristics of that particular switch. Okay, so that characteristics, there are two characteristics for any of the switch you have to study to understand the behavioral approach of that particular switch. That is the input characteristics or transfer characteristics or your output characteristics, you can say. So here this is the equivalent circuit or experimental setup which will indicate the MOSFET to draw its characteristics. Okay, so you can see this is the MOSFET circuit. This is your MOSFET, okay, which is connected to the output side one supply, and input side there is another supply. You can see, observe here. So MOSFET, okay, it is drain source voltage, it is gate source voltage. See, means it's a drain terminal, drain and source. So the supply given to these two is called as a drain source voltage. So it's a gate, the supply given to gate and source, that is called as a gate source voltage. So this is the experimental setup to draw the characteristics of a MOSFET. So MOSFET characteristics is nothing but it's a graphical representation of a variation of the current when you vary the voltage. Okay, that is the graphical representation of your any of the characteristics. So this is equivalent circuit. So the voltage across this is called as VGS. So voltage across this is called as VGS, and this is called as, you can call it as VDD or VDS. Okay, you can call VDS or VGG. So here, so when the input voltage is, so the, if you apply the drain source voltage to the MOSFET and the gate source voltage is off, just let us take, there is no gate source voltage, so your MOSFET will not conduct. Okay, so when you apply the, say first example, say 10 volts of gate source voltage you apply, sorry, drain source voltage 10 volts you apply, right? Then your gate source voltage you just keep it 0, your MOSFET is not operating. So after applying 10 volts of gate drain source, so you start increasing the gate source voltage, so you start increasing the gate source voltage. So once the gate voltage which reaches certain point, that is threshold point, where the MOSFET starts conducting, that is I said in the beginning when in the construction of MOSFET. So there is a, when the supply voltage is given for drain and source and to the gate, there is a small ionization layer is formed which will short circuit and the current starts flowing. So same way so initially for a smaller voltages, if you apply 1 volts, 2 volts, 3 volts, so there is a, your circuit is off only. So once the required voltage is gate supply is given to the gate terminal, then your MOSFET starts conducting. Look at this. So here initially it is 0, this is the VGST, that is gate source, T means the threshold point. So initially for some value there is a 0. Once the gate voltage which we applied which reaches the threshold voltage, then the current starts increasing. This is the increasing current. So that is current starts flowing. That means the MOSFET starts conducting. Okay, the point at which the MOSFET starts conducting is called as a threshold point. Okay, throughout threshold, the voltage at that particular point is called as a threshold voltage. Okay, this is the transfer characteristics of your MOSFET. So you can just have shown already explained here. So this characteristics which shows the variation of the drain current in the function of the gate source voltage. That means when you vary the gate source voltage, how the drain current is varies. So that is indicated by using this particular what we can say graph. Then where VGST is a threshold voltage at which the MOSFET starts conducting. Threshold voltage, I said, the point at which the MOSFET starts conducting by applying the gate voltage is called as a threshold point. The voltage at that particular point is called as a threshold voltage. Okay, at threshold point the voltage across the MOSFET is 0 and the current is maximum. So at that threshold point what happens, the current is maximum but the voltage is 0. Okay, so that's the input characteristics or transfer characteristics of the MOSFET. Next is the output characteristics. So this is the output characteristics is nothing but if you plot the characteristics for keeping the input constant, if you vary the output, then how the your circuit is operating. Initially keeping the output constant, you varied the input, so then how the switch is behaving, that is input characteristics. Now you keeping the input constant, you are varying the output, so how the behavior of this one. So here VDS is the drain source voltage, Vs, okay, and ID, how the current is behaving. So you just VDS, if you vary the VDS, means drain source voltage you vary, input you keep constant. Then if you vary the VGS, that is you can see, so for a VGS1 we have given for a different gate voltages, these are the different gate voltages, the graphs for the different gate voltages. So if you vary the gate voltages, initially there is a small rise in the drain current will happens, then your current goes on constant. So this is for VGS1. Similarly there is a, if you keep the gate voltage, that means this I am talking, this you keep initially for 1 volts and then it is vary from 1 to 10, then your graph will be looks like initially it will rises and then it will saturates. So if you keep it 2, then if you vary this, so the current will rises and then it reaches the saturation. So if you keep it 3 volts, then you vary this one, then it will rises and go to saturation. So this is what you keep the input constant, vary the output to plot the output characteristics. So this is the VGS1, VGS2, VGS3, VGS4 are the different gate voltages which we applied to plot the output characteristics. Okay, so this output characteristics operates on 3 different reasons. Okay, so this is the drain current, so this drain current ID you can see, and this is the gate drain source voltage. So these are the graphical representation for different gate source voltages, right? So this output characteristics is operates in 3 modes. Then one is cutoff region, saturation region, and the linear region. So these are the, you can see this is the up to this cutoff region, that means up to threshold point there is a cutoff region, so this is called as linear region. So this particular saturation, so this is once the gate voltage is sufficient, so then your current is saturates, so that is called as a saturation region. Okay, I'll explain here. There are 3 regions of operations in this case, so cutoff regions, saturation region, and the linear region. So what will happens in cutoff region, so you can just see here. So in cutoff region what happens, VGS is less than the VT. VT is what? Threshold voltage. So cutoff region, this is your cutoff region, this is your cutoff region. So here gate source voltage which is less than the VT, so VT is here somewhere here, that is threshold voltage, you can see here. Okay, so it is your VT. So here in this case cutoff region VGS is less than VT, that means gate source voltage is less than VT. So here this is cutoff region, so this is VGS, so which is less than VT in the first case. So then ID what happens, 0, so the current is 0 in this case, so this is the current, so current is 0. So in saturation region what happens, VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT, so and the drain current remains constant in this case. So saturation region drain current will be constant. Okay, this is the saturation voltage currents, so drain current is constant. So in linear regions what happened, drain current increases linearly with increase in the drain source voltage. So linear region is this one, this is your linear region, so this is a linear region. So here what happens, so by increasing the VDS, your drain current is linearly increasing. See here, this is linearly increased, so this is for second we just linearly increase, so for third we just linearly increase, so next for fourth is also linearly increased. So in the linear regions what happens, so drain current is increasing linearly with respect to the variation of the drain source voltage. Okay, so that's about this one. Then the output resistance of this is calculated as RDS, the resistance of the circuit is calculated as RDS, drain source resistance, or output resistance. Why it is called as output resistance? So we are calculating the resistance across the output side. So it is called as a RDS. So it is delta VDS divided by delta. So V is equal to IR formula, you can just apply. So to calculate the resistance, so delta VDS means change in the drain source voltage to that of the change in the drain source current, drain current. So using that you can calculate the what we can say, the resistance, output resistance, the output resistance. So the input resistance also same, we can calculate, is called to IR formula, you can calculate it. So here MOSFET, there are two characteristics, or input characteristics or transfer characteristics, then output characteristics. So in case of input or transfer characteristics, what will happens? So by keeping the VDS, VGS constant, VG constant, we are varying the VDS. Then in the output characteristics, by keeping the VG constant, we are varying the output. So initially, so to draw the characteristics of any of this, so initially, so keep this constant, vary this, so it will be the input characteristics. So then you keep this constant and then vary this, that will be the output characteristics. Okay, so that's about the MOSFET characteristics, so applications and other things. So the rest of the parts, there are no another characteristics are there, the switching characteristics or everything are there. Yeah, we'll see that also. So next is the switching characteristics of the MOSFET. So switching characteristics is nothing but, so how the MOSFET is operating when the switching from one state to other state. So that will indicate it, that is a graphical representation which will indicates the variation of the voltage and current when it is switching from one state to other state. That is called as a switching characteristics. So the first will indicates, so this is the gate pulse which we applied. So the second wave indicates the gate source voltage, and the third will be the current. Okay, so gate source voltage and the current. So this is the switching characteristics. So here the MOSFET can be turned on by giving the positive gate pulse, you know that. Okay, and it can be turned off by giving the negative gate pulse or by switching off the gate pulse. But the internal resistance of the capacitance which is present in the MOSFET, which makes the MOSFET, which affects the turn on and turn off. So if there is no internal resistance, so by giving the gate pulse it is turned on, by removing the gate pulse it is turned off because of the internal capacitance of the MOSFET. So the effect of the turn on and turn on times can be of the MOSFETs is reduced. Okay, so here the figure which is shown here, which will indicates the switching characteristics of MOSFET. So when the gate is applied, what will happens? So the capacitance which is present in the MOSFET, which starts charging. So you can see here, so initially so gate voltage is applied here, so when gate voltage is applied, so the internal capacitance will starts charging. So initially if there is no capacitance, so whenever the gate is applied, your MOSFET turns on, then the operation will happen. Because of the internal capacitance, when the gate voltage is applied, the internal capacitance starts charging, so that will delays your turn on. So once the capacitance is completely charged, then your MOSFET is turns on, then it should give the full voltage. So because of that capacitance, initially when discharging also, if you remove the gate, so the capacitance will start discharging. Okay, so when the complete capacitance is discharged, then your MOSFET goes to off state. So that is why, because of the internal resistance, internal capacitance of the MOSFET, so the turn on and turn on characteristics are disturbed here. So that will be called as a switching characteristics of MOSFET. So here, so on time of the MOSFET is once again, so when the gate voltage is applied, the gate source capacitance starts charges, as I explained here. So the turn on delayed by TD on. Okay, the time required to change the threshold voltage up to this is called as ID starts charging. That means, so turn on time is delayed by certain duration. So because of the internal capacitance, so if the internal capacitance are not there, so when the gate voltage is applied, it will turn on. So because of the presence of the internal capacitance, the turn on time is delayed. Okay, so that is called as TD on. So here you can see in the first this is your TD on, so that is called as delay time. So delay time of the MOSFET. Okay, that means, so the time taken to rise the voltage from 0 to its threshold value, so it's called as a delay time. after complete charging of the capacitance. So that is called as TD. Then after starts giving the voltage, then the time taken to rise the voltage from threshold point to the saturation point, that is this one, threshold point to saturation point, that is called as TR. Okay, so TR. So T on is equal to, what happens now, T on is equal to TD plus TR. On time of the MOSFET is the delay time plus rise time. What is the delay time? Delay time is nothing but, so time taken to rise the voltage from 0 to its threshold point. Then what is TR? The time taken to rise the voltage from threshold point to its saturation point. So the turn on time of the MOSFET T on is TD plus TR. Okay, so this is the turn on time of the MOSFET. See here, this is a complete turn on. So here initially the MOSFET here to here, so initially the MOSFET is off up to here. So once the sufficient gate voltage is given, so the MOSFET is turned on. So T on is a sum of delay time plus rise time. Okay, so that is the on time of the MOSFET. So when the capacitor is fully charged from VGS to its full extent, it is explained. When the MOSFET reaches its full value, the MOSFET said to be turned on. That means the voltage reaches to its fuller value, the current flowing through the MOSFET, which reaches to its full value, it is said to be turned on. So that is why I explained already. So T on is equal to TD on plus TR, that means TD, delay time plus rise time. Okay, so in the same way, turn off also. So turn off, if the charges capacitance is charged in the previous means, so it has to discharge in the next case. So the to turn off the MOSFET, the gate voltage is made negative. So here, to turn off this MOSFET, the gate voltage, so which we applied here, it's a gate voltage is positive. So I want to turn off it, so I am making the gate voltage negative here. So once we get voltage made negative, then the capacitor discharges. So initially, if you give a positive, capacitor charges. If you give a negative voltage, capacitor starts discharges. So here capacitor, after immediate applying the negative, so the capacitor is discharging. So this is the discharging time. So discharging also there is a 2. So TD off, this means the capacitor to fall from its full to threshold point. So here that is a TD off, means delay time of delay time. Okay, then TFF, fall time, you can say there are two for here, TF and TD, delay time plus fall time. That means, so from its full value to some threshold point, it will be first dropped, then from that to it will fall to 0. That means initially, so discharging time is divided into 2. Initially it is when the negative voltage is applied, it starts discharging. Okay, so it will not suddenly discharge, it slowly discharges. The time from that saturation to the threshold point, so it's called as a delay time, of time delay. Then from delay time to 0, so from delay time to 0 is called as fall time. So now T of what happens, so T off is equal to, what happens now, is equal to TD of, you can say it is plus TF. TDF is nothing but delay time during turn off, plus TF is the fall time. That means the off time of MOSFET is a sum of, the off time of MOSFET is a sum of delay time plus fall time. Okay, so that's about the turn off characteristics of MOSFET. Look at this. So the time required for this discharge is called as a turn off delay. So the time required to charge is a turn on delay. The time taken to discharge is a turn off delay, that is TDF. Okay, now the drain current also starts reducing. So drain current is also reducing. So the time required for discharge capacitance fully to its 0, it's called as a fall time. I explained already, fall time. So the turn off time of the MOSFET is a sum of on time. Turn off time of the MOSFET is a sum of TDF plus TF. Okay, so T on is TD on plus TR. T off is TD off plus TF. That is the switching characteristics. Switching characteristics, why it is called as how the switches behaves. So for the different if there is no internal capacitance in the MOSFET, so when you give the gate pulse it will turn on, when you remove the gate pulse it will turn on. So this is the variation of the gate voltage, variation of the gate source voltage when given the different gate current. So this is the current waveforms. Okay, so that is about the switching characteristics of power MOSFET. So in the next class we'll discuss about another type of the power transistor. So if you got any doubts you can contact me anytime. Thank you.